Hello, lovelies. Happy Thursday. Hope you guys are doing well. So, I've been going through it a lot recently. And when I say going through it, for context, I have CPTSD, and I've talked about it before briefly. CPTSD, also known as complex PTSD, is like PTSD times 10. It is PTSD that like you have recurring moments of trauma that happen over and over. And a lot of the times it can be childhood trauma too. And it's hard. Um, a lot of times CPTSD can be misdiagnosed for BPD, borderline personality disorder, which people are more familiar with. Like CPTSD is not even in the DSM as a diagnosable condition. And I did not learn that I had CPTSD until almost 10 years ago by the therapist who I have now, actually. So I've been seeing her for a while and, just talking to her about my life, childhood, growing up, friendships. And she talked about CPTSD. And I mean, my world was changed, right? If I had a message, my message would be please do not have kids if you cannot teach them how to emotionally regulate. See, because that's what happened with me. And now I'm fighting for my life almost, like trying to regulate. And I believe for me, it will probably be a lifelong thing. And it's hard because sometimes I'll be having a great day, amazing day. Then one thing happens and it all unravels and it is exhausting. And not everyone gets it. Once again, CPTSD is like BPD. So there's a stigma with BPD, right? People who have PPD. And it's like the trauma brain is just an on and off switch. For me, it can be how someone words something a particular way, or just my rejection or abandonment wounds being activated, and boom, trauma brain. And trauma brain is feeling all the big feelings. It's coming out in ways, um, a lot of crying. Um, maybe I get upset. Maybe, just just a mess. I become a mess. And it's hard. So I wish, if anything, my parents would have taught me how to regulate. When I was young and I would cry, like say I got in trouble for something, because, kid, right? And I start crying and I would get told, hush up, stop crying. In this is, just I'm a millennial, so maybe like millennial black parenting. Parents were also military, where, emotions are suppressed. But by doing that, who could have known that that would have set me up to be in my mid 30s and not know or struggle with regulating my emotions? And I've been in therapy for many years, um, more than half my life. And, I have tools and I have skills and I use those tools and skills, but sometimes it doesn't always work because the trauma brain is a switch, right? And it can be hard to it can be hard in the moment to recognize what is happening until after the fact. And then there is a lot of guilt and shame, and I'm a bad person. And it's really hard. Once again, everyone gets it, and it can be an isolating experience. I get emotional flashbacks a lot. So that's just meaning that instead of getting taken back to the place in my head, like with a traditional flashback, I feel the emotion of a situation that I went through that was traumatic. So rejection, I have rejection and abandonment wounds, right? So something can happen that takes me back to something that happened to me when I was younger. And I feel it intensely, like it's happening again. And it's exhausting. There are days I am tired. And recognizing that I have to put an intentional, conscious effort to regulate for the rest of my life is daunting. I'm a sensitive person and I love that I feel things strongly. Like I do to an extent, but I don't like the out of control feeling. I don't like it when I just feel like, once again, switch turns and the emotions are running the show, not me. And I know all I can do is keep trying, but it's hard. So just any message I could leave is just, you have kids, please have the tools to teach them how to regulate their emotions. I know my parents did their best, but it's also really hard sometimes. But I just wanted to kind of share because, once again, I'm sure someone else can relate to my experience. But other than that, my loves, I will see you in the next one.